I felt it necessary to make a response video. This is rather than just trying to do this in chat and comments. I'm not very good at typing on this damn phone. I don't have a real computer, so this is all I get. But I wanted to make a response to both kizzume and Captain Andy because it's kind of related. Kizzume, you've been talking about lately about convincing people of your argument through abuse versus through just reason and kindness, actually. At least that's my take on it. And the thing is that, yes, you can always catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, but you can catch more flies than any other thing with a big styling pile of shit. Alright, so I'm not trying to catch flies. What I'm trying to catch is actually no venereal diseases, preferably. Okay, I'm getting off subject. I'm getting off track here. My point is that, okay, debate is not necessarily about convincing that person you are debating, especially here on YouTube. Like, if you have an audience, you're not convincing the person you're debating. Rather, you're convincing possibly the people in the audience. And, by making a person that you're debating look like a fool because their arguments are foolish. Now, you probably will not ever convince that person that you're debating through that method. I mean, almost never. It's a very unlikely thing. However, you are likely to have people watching the debate change their minds. At least that's how it worked for me. That's not entirely how it worked for me. It was a lifelong process of becoming an atheist. But in the way that this relates to Captain Andy is he just put out a video about Steve Shives not debating Sargon, and to that I say the same thing. It's not about Steve Shives convincing Sargon or teaching Sargon the Akkad. It's about the audience that's listening, either understanding and agreeing with Steve Shives or understanding and agreeing with Sargon, and letting those two. I think it's a good idea. I think it's actually really slack of Steve Shives not to debate Sargon. I think it's weak. I think it's chicken shit, because I think that's why he doesn't want to, is because he realizes that Sargon is a very, I don't know about it. He seems to be an intelligent man, and has some debating skills, and I don't think Steve thinks he can fucking hold his own. I really think that's what it's coming down to, honestly. I think it's cowardice on Steve Shives' part. And I say this because Steve is always straw manning and just throwing reason under the bus in exchange for emotional responses and blocking. And I don't see any value in that. Now I listen to people. It doesn't matter if I agree with them or not. I won't always listen. Sometimes people are just absurd. But the whole point of this video is that debate, when it's a public debate, is not about convincing your opponent. It's about convincing the audience of the merits of your argument. Because it's very unlikely you're going to convince your opponent. And that's whether you use kindness, ridicule, or whatever. So there is, back to the original thing, kizzume, there is merit in mocking your opponent. Not because of convincing the opponent, but the audience. So that's it. Have a good day.